Assalamu alaikum dear friends, students and also my followers. Welcome to my native village. And in this video, I'm gonna introduce my native village to you. You will be surprised to know how beautiful the village is. Right now, I'm standing just beside a beautiful river. It's a small river and I have been introduced to this river from my early childhood. In fact, I was born and grew up in this village. And I used to hear the story that sometime people used to drink the water of this river. And my forefathers, that means my grandfathers, means my parents, used to drink the water of this river. And still now, it's very crystal clear. That means there is no pollution in this river also. And there is no pollution in the water also. And since my early days, I have been swimming, just enjoying the scenery of this river. It's very important. It's very important to know your culture. It's very important to know your own culture. That means your native culture. For everyone, please, just try to know what is your native culture. That means what's your native village, how it looks like, right? So this is how I'm gonna introduce my native village to you. It's not a big village. It's just a small village. Maybe there are not more than 2,000 or 3,000 people in this village. But it has a beautiful natural setting. You can just enjoy the village walking around it. Just getting off from your microbus, getting off from your car, you can just walk. There is still many open places in this village, and which is very rare in other countries. Maybe in all the countries of the world you will get many attractive places to enjoy, but this such natural setting is very unavailable. So in 1991, that means when I was born in this village, I also grew up in this village. I spent my childhood in this village. That means I completed my SSC from this village, and I used to swim in this river. And still now, when I come back to my village, I try to get some time to just spend there. And what you see, that means what I am doing right now is just introducing my village, my most important place. That means my most favorite places in this village. And this is the one. And if you just see around, what will you see? The fishermen are catching fishes, and still in the morning, that means just after saying my Fajr prayer, I have come here and I have seen the fishermen are catching fishes, and also the farmers are going to their fields to collect crops and doing some other works. This is the natural setting. If you have not even gone to any villages, you cannot enjoy it, you cannot think of it. It's very rare in the cities. So try to go back to your countries, try to go back to your native village. It's very important to know your culture. I have already said it. It's very important, because if you just grow up, when you just grow up, you just forget all the anxieties. You just get to relief. You just want to get some relief. A pleasure can be given by your native culture. And there are other places in our villages. There are many open spaces, there are many open fields where the farmers are doing their works. If I get time, I will show you. But the trees, that means the natural trees, and also the trees that are planted by our people, are very much interesting here. Can you imagine it? In the morning, that means just after Fajr prayer, you are walking by the riverside and you are hearing every sound. The birds are chirping, the fishermen are catching fishes. You still now hear it. Can you imagine? I cannot imagine it sitting in my town. I just think of it and get emotional. This is how I feel when I spend my time in the cities. In this modern age, can you think of getting muddy road? Still now, it's available in our village. So we are very proud of it. That means every natural setting, every natural element are still available in our country, in our village. So what about introducing our education system? You can just get complete education here also, because there are enough facilities here. We have one primary school and also a big madrasa for religious education, and not just very far, very close to our village, there is also a college. But the university is not here. It's a bit far from our village. But still now, if you just get primary education, higher education, and also you have the chance to get university education from anywhere. So after completing your SSC or HSC, you can just move to other cities. But it's not important, and it's not necessary to forget the natural setting. That means to forget your native village. After completing my SSC, when I moved to Dhaka, but frankly speaking, I couldn't forget my village. Still now, I have the same feeling which I had in the past. So this is the main reason of making this video. And why I'm making it in English, because I teach English, so it can be a great pleasure to introduce my village to you. And if I do it in English, it would be a good practice for me also. The people who are thinking of improving their speaking fluency, improving their English fluency, they need to speak English. And they can speak anything about, right? You can just go around your village and just introduce your village to us. It's also a good topic to introduce yourself. That means introduce your village and introduce your culture. So hopefully on the next video we'll talk about something else. Until then, we'll keep praying for everyone. Please pray for me. That means pray for us, so that we can make some more interesting videos for you and more educative videos for you. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for staying with us. Allah Hafiz.